Hello everyone. Today let's talk about the bird in hand principle. Introduction to the bird in hand principle. Mm. Hello, adventures of the mind. Welcome. Ever been offered a magnificent bird? Something shimmering with potential, but you already hold something reliable and something yours. Today we are dividing into the intriguing world of the bird and hand principles. It is a concept that dances between ambition and programmation, urging us to carefully weigh the unknown against the alluring unknown. Think like this, you are holding a delicious, crispy and ready to eat. Someone offers you the promise, overflowing with the rare and exotic fruits, but it might take years to grow and success isn't guaranteed. What do you do? The board and hand principle suggests that the certain value of what you already possess, that apple is often worthy more than the potential greater value of something else. We see it in business too, when companies choose to invest in people strategies instead of risking innovations, or perhaps in your personal lives, when we with a stable job rather than chasing a dream that feels just out of reach. This isn't discouraging ambition. It's about understanding risk and appreciating the present its principles, the encouraging us to ask what's reality at stake, and is the potential reward truly worth, because sometimes the burden hand precisely where we need to be. All right, someone, we have been circling around this idea, we haven't we? The burden hand principle sounds like, doesn't it, like something your grandma would whispers while you were eyeing that extra slice of apple piece. And in a way it is distilled ancient wisdom, but don't let the simplicity fool you. It's a concept that underpins everything from the successful startups to a peaceful personal lives as it hurt. The burden hand principle is about favoring what you already possess and what certain over the potentially something bigger, but uncertainly it is in the future. It's the programmatic choice, uh, the decision that prioritizes the security and the control the burden hand is worthy. Truth is the bush, you know that the saying, which is to you almost any decision that think of it in the way, imagine you are a farmer, you have a field, what you are ready to harvest, it's enough to feed your family and perhaps even have a little extra trade. You have whispers of a new strain of wheat, on the promise double the yield, but it experimentally possibility that bird in hand principle would urge you to the present, and then perhaps the experiment with a small plot of the new wheat of the following year. It is not about being afraid of risk, mind you, it's about managing risk intelligently. It's about understanding the value of tangibility and the known, because so often we get caught up in chasing the hypothetical riches uh, that lie just beyond our grasp, forgetting the already whole. Let's say dig a little deeper. One key dimension of the board and hand in it is impact on resource allocation. Think about the time, energy, money. These are all finite resources. Every choice we make about the well we are pursuing of the two birds in bush scenery, the bird and hand principle suggests that we should first ensure our existing needs are met before venturing like unnecessary territories, about providing the immediate returns on uh, investment, the tangibility benefits that solidly our position. It remember a friend of mine, Sarah, who was a brilliant graphic designer. She had a stable job at small agency, good path, decent benefits, but she dreamt of starting her own design studio for years. She mm, into this dream, neglecting her current clients, letting her skills atrophy and herself out. She was so fixated on the two words of the entrepreneur success in her hand, her secure job, growing skill set with her away. Eventually, she lost her job and her dream uh, remained just a dream. The board and hand principle it's applied would have advocated for slowly building her client bases on the side, gaining experience and securing the financial before making the leap. Another dimension is the power of incremental progress. We often underestimate the compounding effects of a small, consistent wins. The hand isn't always about choosing the smaller, less ambiguous option. It can also be about breaking down, doubting a goal into a smaller, where manageable steps, each representing a bird in hand. It is approach a building a foundation brick by brick rather than a trying skyscraper or skyground. Think about learning a new language instead of trying to become a fruit in a month through intend to immersion a rather than unrealistic two birds in the blush scenery. The bird in hand principle would suggest focusing on mastering a few key phrases, building your vocabulary and grammar. Each master the phrase because a bird and tangibility achievement that slowly motivated and relentlessly learning over time. The small bird and flock together, and you can find yourselves almost effortlessly speaking in the language. And finally, there is the emotional accept uncertainty that can incredibly stressful. Chasing a lose of goals can lead to anxiety, self-doubt, even depression. The bird in hand principle offers a sense of stability and control in a world. It allows us to appropriate what we have to find contaminant in a present moment rather than constantly hearing of something more. This doesn't mean we should abandon ambition, that rather graduate and realistic assessments of our capabilities and resources. There is a beautiful Japanese concept called uh, wabe sabe, uh, finding a joy with a chipped cup tea. Mm. It is faded photograph in a way, is the unlimited expression in the bird and hand. Principles appreciating the beauty and value what we already have, imperfections and all. Now let's apply these to a few different domains in the tech industry that learn the startup methodology. It is a prime example in the bird and hand action. Instead of spending years developing a complex production in security, lean startups focus in building in a minimum viable product version with just enough features to attract early adopters. This MVP in bird in hand, it allows them to test their assumptions, gather feedback, and iterate quickly, minimizing and maximizing learnings. They are essentially saying, let's secure the small win first, learn from it, and then build upon it. In the world full of personal finance, the bird in hand principle translates its prioritizing debt repayment over aggression investing. While the potential returns from investing in stocks and or real estates, the guaranteed return from paying down high interest debt is often a much wiser choice. It's a securing the present, reducing the financial stress, and freeing up the resources for future opportunities. That guaranteed return in the bird in hand and financially. Let's look at the non-profit sector. A charity focused on the poverty allocation might have a grand appreciation of poverty certainly, but in the hand bird and hand principle would suggest focusing on concentrate achieved goals, providing meals to the families needs, buildings a school in especially community for, or offering the job training in unemployed individuals. There are too negligible, providing immediate and relief demonstrate the organization's effectiveness. They are the in hand and build trust, attract donors, and create a sustainable foundation for future growth. So next you have focused with a big decision, takes a moment to consider the bird in hand. What do you already possess? What are the tunable benefits of sticking with what you have? What are the risks and rewards of chasing that your dream two birds in bus? It's not about being timid or looking ambitious. It's about being strategic and realistic, and ultimately appreciating the value of what you already hold, because sometimes the greatest riches are not found in distant future but right here in the palm of your hand. So we are reached the explanation of the bird in hand principle. Think back of it, everything were uncover resourcefully innovation building step by step, brick by brick, even if their bricks were unconventional. Remember the story of the baker who started with a simple small drug, built her empire, where the coder who solved the tiny problems for herself and the small a life-changing product for others. They are all embrace the bird in hand for me personally. This principle has been powerful reminder that we often underestimate the power of our existing resources. It is so easy to get caught in the grand vision and complexity plans, but true Progress often lies in identifying the potential within what's already of our fingertips, our skills, our networks, even our limitations. It's about seeing the what is before chasing that what if. I hope the conversation has sparked something in you, a new way of looking at your big or small. Perhaps it's a reconsider the project you had unsleeved. Remember to collaborate with someone already in your circle. A simply shift in perhaps opportunity where you only saw limitation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me in this journey. Willingness to explore these ideas or what make these convictions to meaningful. Before we part, I would like to leave you with a final thought. What a bird you currently hold in your hand, and you might underestimating what you see. Mingle small resources, connections, or skills would be the extraordinary. Let the question simmer and see what blooms. It makes surprises you. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching my video.